Need another charger for your MacBook? Let's look at an adapter, adapter cable, and third-party charger to see which one's best. Dave Taylor here, and I have my daughter's MacBook Pro. This is my old hand-me-down MacBook Pro, so it's a big previous generation in terms of hardware design, which means that its charger is a MagSafe-2 charger. But the problem is that I now use a USB-C charger, which is the latest generation, and we also had previous generation MagSafe-1. So when she lost her charger, I said, instead of just going to Apple and spending $79 on a new charger, let's see what the options are. So here's what I got to look at. Number one, I have a cable that lets me plug into my USB-C charger, and then it has the MagSafe-2 T connection. And real quick, MagSafe has an L connection, looks like this. MagSafe-2 has a T connection that looks like this, and of course USB-C, which is the latest, which won't work with this computer, just looks like a USB-C plug. Pretty easy. So on my computer, I have a number of USB-C chargers, and this cable lets us get MagSafe-2 out of it. Make sense? Now, also turns out I have MagSafe-1 chargers, and a MagSafe-1 charger, as I said, has this T connection on the bottom. But there's a pretty cool little metal doohickey that lets you go from MagSafe-1 to MagSafe-2. So I got that, and I got this little leash, this little rubber leash, so it wouldn't get lost, because this is a part that for sure would get lost otherwise. Third possibility, got a third-party charger. There are a ton of third-party chargers. They often run rather hot, so you really want to read the reviews. But this particular one is a 60-watt, and it's kind of cool because it not only is MagSafe-2 on one end, as you can see, it is a hardwired, connection. You can't use it for something else, but it also gives you USB-C and USB 3. So it's sort of a multi-purpose charger. So that's pretty cool. So my question was, with all these different options, what does what? So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to plug them in. We're going to look at the wattage on the charger, and then I'm going to show you the wattage that the MacBook Pro is reporting. And it turns out that the MacBook Pro, actually, let's just double check that I'm getting screenshots when I'm pushing these buttons. Let's see. That looks good. Great. So here's an example. So this is out of the hardware configuration of the Mac. And you can see on the highlighted section, this is giving me 60 watts. So this is definitely charging the computer with this third-party charger. So that's pretty nice. These are as low as $23 on Amazon. So that's pretty nice. But what about these other options? So the least expensive of all of them is to just get this. This little doohickey is darn useful. This is a MagSafe to MagSafe-2 converter, and it's $9.99 at Amazon.com. Now, since I have this old charger that's literally just sitting in my office, unable to be used because we don't have any computers that work with this, but I never throw anything away. So we have this 85-watt charger, and then if I put the MagSafe-2 onto MagSafe, we have a special guest cat. Goodbye, cat. It gets worse, but hopefully that's as bad as we'll get today. So you plug it in, it's a magnet because it's MagSafe, so pretty easy to work with. So now I'm going to plug this 85-watt charger in, and let's see, this is, this piece is not feeling good. Let's not use that particular adapter, and we'll use this one. Now these, if you're like me, you have a whole bunch of these because all of these come with every single Apple product you get that has a charger, and they are all interchangeable, which is great. So I'm going to plug this in, and then we're going to use the adapter to actually plug in to the MacBook Pro, and nothing is lighting up. Oh, there we go. It is a little susceptible to dirt, so if you do get one of these adapters, you want to make sure everything is hooked up correctly. And it looks like we might need to refresh the system here. There we go. And let's see. Well, I'm skeptical. It's reporting still 60 watts, which doesn't entirely make sense. unless perhaps this particular Mac is limited to that. But let's go ahead and bring up this report again. And what I'm doing is I'm going into system information and then going to power. And that's where you can see what's happening with your adapter. And let's see. It's mighty confused by this. I don't think it has a clue what's going on, because as you can see, let me take that screenshot. I don't really know what it's reporting here. I've never seen this before. So it's not telling me wattage. It's not telling me anything. So I am seeing a charging icon, but there's something about the communication here that's not working right with the power system. So is it charging? Well, yes, I'm seeing the charging icon, so that's good. But is it charging effectively? Am I getting 85 watts or 60 watts or 12 watts? Who knows? So maybe that's not the optimal solution. So let's step back on this. And then I'm going to, again, close the system information. And our third option is, see, this is kind of fun, right? A little mad science going on here. So our third option is my 61 watt Apple charger for the latest generation of MacBook Pros, which just has a USB-C connection on the side. So I'm going to plug that in, and then I'm going to take this cable, and this is the IOM USB-C to MagSafe-2 charging cord, $16.99 on Amazon. So again, a very affordable option for one more extra charger. And when we plug this in, it lights up. That is a promising sign. And now let's see. So we do see a charging icon and it looks good. And if I go into system report and go down to power, let's just see what that's saying. Hopefully it understands what's going on. And there we go. So that looks a whole lot better. So again, I'm giving it 61 watts of power ostensibly, and it's reporting 60 watts, but whatever, I can live with that. The important thing is it's saying, yes, it's charging. So both of these seem to work fine. This 85 watt with the MagSafe to MagSafe-2 adapter or converter, that one doesn't seem to be working right. And I have a sneaking suspicion that 85 watts might be more than this thing wants to deal with. I think this generation did like 48 or 45 watts and 60 watts as the higher one. But that's kind of a drag, because that means this entire device is now essentially unusable because I can't even use it with the adapter. I will say, if you do have things that match, then this little leash, this is the Mag Cozy leash, $5.99 at Amazon.com. This is actually a pretty cool idea, because there's no question if you're going to be using this, you're going to lose it, right? Because it does have a nice, good magnetic catch here, but that's not enough to keep it on forever. So being able to tuck it into this little piece of rubber or whatever it is, there. See, now it's like that, and if it gets knocked off or you don't need it for some reason, then it stays and it's connected to the cable. So nice, simple solution. So to summarize, I had an old MagSafe-1 85 watt charger that doesn't seem to be working very happily with this MacBook Pro. As you saw, the whole charging thing doesn't really know what to make of it. It suggests maybe it's charging, but I don't know. I'm not sure I want to rely on that. It is, however, the least expensive option. If you already have a charger, the metal piece is a $9.99 add-on. You know, add $5.99 for the leash, and you're still at $15.98, which is still cheaper than the next possibility. If, like in my house, you have more modern chargers that have USB-C, then this cable is actually really cool. This is the IOM USB-C to MagSafe-2 charging cord, and it's $16.99. I've become a fan of this. This is really helpful. And for this much, I can get one for my daughter, and if she loses this is a whole lot less painful to replace than a $79 Apple charger. Or possibility 3 is pick up a new third-party charger. This happens to be from Little Big. I've actually reviewed it. Here's my review elsewhere here on YouTube. And it's a perfectly functional device with some nice add-ons and different ideas. It works with this. It is a MagSafe-2 charger. It has a wire, and that wire has stuck on the end for you You have no option of changing it. A MagSafe-2 connection, 22, 25 bucks. Obviously a whole lot less painful than $79 from Apple. But here's all your choices. You know, if you really want to be hardcore and a real purist, then go drop 79 bucks at the Apple store and get an official Apple charger. That's going to be your best result. But if you're looking to save a few bucks, then there's a lot of different options if you have chargers available. And if you don't, you can pick up a third-party charger for considerably less, and then you know all your options. So that's about all I got. Go ahead and click subscribe. I appreciate when you do that. And with that, I'll catch you in my next video.